Sir Francis Bacon, philosopher and Lord Chancellor of England. He was born in London, England, and was the son of Queen Elizabeth's Lords Keeper. In April of 1573, when he was 12 years old, Francis Bacon attended Cambridge University and completed his course of study in December 1575. In 1576, Bacon enrolled in a law program at Honourable Society of Gray's Inn, where his brother Anthony attended. After a year at Gray's Inn, Bacon left the school to work under Sir Amias Paulet, a British ambassador to France during his mission to Paris. After 2.5 years, he was forced to abandon the mission and return to England when his father died unexpectedly. Bacon turned to his uncle for money, but his uncle refused, so Bacon was left for trying to find a decent living. Bacon got a job as a member for Cornwall in the House of Commons, and he was also able to return to Gray's Inn and complete his education. Bacon held his place in Parliament from 1584 to 1617, which when he was extremely active in politics, law, and the royal court. In 1603, Bacon was knighted upon James I's ascension to the British throne. In 1616, his career peaked when he was invited to join the Privy Council. In 1618, Bacon surpassed his father's achievements when he was promoted to the lofty title of the Lord Chancellor, one of the highest political offices in England. 1621, Bacon became Viscount St. Albans, but he was also accused of accepting bribes and impeached by Parliament for corruption. Bacon was then found guilty after he confessed and was fined with £40,000 and sentenced to a Tower of London. His sentence in the Tower was reduced to 4 days and the fine was lifted. Bacon stayed at St. Albans when his political career failed and was then able to focus on his passions of philosophy of science. He wanted to change the face of natural philosophy and to create a new outline for the sciences. Bacon's new scientific method involved gathering data, analyzing it, and performing experiments to observe nature's truth. After publishing the first book of his new method of science, Bacon established himself as the philosopher of science. Bacon believed science should be from data and experiment, which allows scientists to make inferences known as hypotheses. In Bacon's unfinished utopia, The New Atlantis, he viewed that the struggles of time can be saved from construction by natural scientists. And now here's an explanation of Francis Bacon's scientific method.
As we know it today began with scholars like René Descartes and Kevin Bacon. Francis Bacon. Not Kevin, Francis Bacon. They laid the foundation for modern science, the scientific method. First you see something happen, then you scratch your head until you can think of a reason. That's your hypothesis. It's a secret. Next you get to make up a test to see if you're right. If you are, it becomes a theory. If it's not, you have to go back and come up with a new hypothesis. And you'll repeat this process till you come up with something that works or until you run out of money. Remember, it's got to be testable. I can come up with all kinds of explanations for things in my head. The lawn gnomes come alive whenever I'm not looking. But if your theories can't be tested by other people and have them get the same results, it just isn't science. Let's say you come up with a good theory and the scientific community likes it. Because they have to like it. Now other people can start to use it, but it doesn't mean your theory is set in stone. Someone else could come along at any time and through better math or better logic or better data, show that your theory and conclusions are all messed up. You can end up spending your whole life working on something that's completely wrong. This can be uncomfortable. Needless to say, some people will resist and try to keep things the way they are, even if it means fudging the numbers or ignoring the truth. Oops. The danger is that in our society, science is thought of as fact. You need to understand that there are very few hard facts in science. Most of the science you read about, hear about, or talk about is theories. Now, generally speaking, scientists are fair and objective, and their theories tend to fit observable data. Unfortunately, there's a lot of science out there that isn't science. The science isn't science. It isn't science because it isn't provable. And yet scientists, teachers, politicians, corporations, and the media present some fairly loose-hanging theories as undeniable fact.
Along with the scientific method, Bacon also said that only a clear system of scientific inquiry would assure man's mystery over the world. In April of 1626, Bacon's death came from a chill caught when he was stuffing a fowl with snow to see whether the cold would preserve it.